We're gonna turn this cardboard box into some epic cosplay horns. If you're a child, get an adult to help you. If you're an adult and don't trust yourself with a knife, get another adult to help you. This is a tiny, tiny little box. I feel like these flaps that I can probably still use those for the end pieces of the horns where you don't need such a long piece for the end of it. I think the next thing I need to do is decide how wide I want each of my horn rings to be. So basically we're going to cut a bunch of strips and they're going to be so wide, and then we're going to roll them up and glue them together. That's the gist of it. Shouldn't take us too long. I think if we do 2 inches, that means I can get 2 out of this bottom piece and they will be identical. And then I can see how long they are and decide if I need more or what I need to do with that. But I also need a bigger ruler. Bigger ruler acquired. Try not to cut yourself. I would feel partially responsible if you did. Yeah, now apparently I've seen some of these where they take one of the layer of cardboard off and peel this top layer off. That's not what I wanted to do. And then that helps you kind of roll the cardboard easier. Let's see, does that help? Yes, it definitely does help. It helps and it removes some of the bulk. We'll just be gentle. Easy does it. I'm gonna make a freaking mess. Even a piece like that long, makes a circle that big. So if you think about what's going to stick to your head and how big you want it, you might not need crazy long pieces. And I'm going to cut equal pieces for each side so then I know I have the same for each horn. Which side you tear off? It's a question. You see the little wavy bits on the inside. Looks like it's this side because this other end is like glued down more as far as I could tell. But it is kind of a conundrum. Which side do you peel off? And is it the correct side? I've decided I don't like that step. I'm gonna still try to do it in order to reduce the weight of it, but also so it makes it easier to roll. But I'm not going to worry so much if it's got stuff left on it. Mainly because it's frustrating me. I feel like that's probably the widest bits that I would like. These are going to be some big freaking horns. She gonna be horny. Oh, so satisfying. She came off goes so good. It's just under 2 inches each. Okay, so we got this many. So we have 2-inch pieces, 3-inch pieces, 4-inch pieces, 5-inch pieces, 6-inch pieces, 7-inch pieces, 8-inch pieces, and 9-inch pieces. What we're gonna do with this, nobody knows. I don't even know. Sometimes my floor looks like a mess after projects. This one is pretty bad. So I think what we want to do is try to roll these up just to get them into that form. Also, when you cut your cardboard, you want to cut it so that you're not cutting this way. You're cutting as perpendicular to them. On your cardboard, where you see these little bits on the inside, And you know, when you bend it, you can kind of see the ridges underneath. You don't want to cut along them like this. You don't want to cut this way. You want to cut perpendicular to them so that they can roll up. I just made a little cardboard cupcake. I feel like it's one of those toys. You can just push up. There, we're done. 2 horns, that's it. That's what you get. Just glue them together, you're done. Little nubbies. Oh, they're like Hellboy horns after he's cut them off and filed them off. I guess it's time for gluing. Let's heat up our glue gun. So I got the top piece glued together on one of them, and then we add the next piece down. And you can kind of glue these on a bit of an angle as well. So I'm gonna make mine angled, so maybe I'll do that. Got the top bit started. So I realized as the hot glue is still warm, I can sort of move the cardboard a little bit into the position I want it to be in. It's definitely helping me do these 2 at a time, and then I know they're going to be the same shape. They're sisters, not twins. I mean, they're not matching, and from that angle, they look pretty good from there. So we have one more piece to put on the bottom. Okay, now the question is whether I think these are big enough. Or maybe like that. I don't hate them. What I think I might do next is, because the cardboard has these ridges over the edges here, when you paint them up, you're gonna see that. So unless you've worked that into your design of your horns to have those kinds of ridges, it might not look exactly how you want it. So what I think I might do, just to save time, and also because I'm curious to see what it will look like, is to cover these in some newspaper. The other thing I might use is the packing paper from the box, because that was free with the glue that I ordered. And yeah, if you're wondering what I ordered, was hot glue sticks for this project. Yeah, so I think I might use this, because not everybody has newspaper. You know, I have to go get one, give it a little bit more of a smoother finish prior to painting it. We're taking our glue and some water. No, this isn't bottled water. This is a repurposed bottle with tap water, so don't worry. The question will be whether I actually improve these or if I ruin them by doing this. I feel like I just want to see what that looks like after it dries before I do anything else. we have some horns with holes in the bottom of them. So I think what I'm gonna do next is cut some cardboard to fit this bottom area and glue that in there just with some hot glue. Yes, that will do nicely. I no longer hate them. It was touch and go for a little bit. I thought for sure these were gonna be a catastrophe. They have character. My brain just had the best idea. They're already wrinkly because I put the other paper on it. Ta-da! Since I can't smooth it out, I'm adding more wrinkles. My hands are cramping up. Looking pretty good. I've taken some tissue paper, crinkled it up with some Mod Podge and just glued that on. I felt like if I can't make it smooth, why not make it more textured? So that's the look I was going for. You know, if you can't do one thing, maybe try something else. And it occurred to me that might be the way to go. So yeah, I'm happy I did that. I think they look a lot better now. Obviously not painted up yet. So now I'm going to just coat them with a coat of gesso to prime them. I might not necessarily need to do this at this step because they are coated with the Mod Podge, but just wanted to prime them to make sure that the acrylic paint adheres to them properly. So I'm going to prime them first. And I'm just going to dry them. I feel like because I've had these pieces of cardboard glued and then covered with paper and glue, more paper and glue, they're a little bit potentially soggy on the inside. And now we paint. The funnest time. These are going to be Tiefling horns. So I'm going to start with a black. So my daughter's D&D character is a Tiefling, so I did ask her what color her Tiefling's horns were, to which she replied, black with brown, a dark brown that's almost black. Sounds pretty cool. So I think I'm going to use some brown, but I like some of the ones that have red in them too, so I think I might go with some red shading on this as well. I'm probably going to do brown on one end and red on the other, I think. I think what I might do is add more of the red in here and then just go over the tips and the base with that red color mixed in. More of a burnt orangey rust color. Still very cool. Ooh. Hi, I was just doing my final shots and checking everything, and I actually tried these on with the barrette glued to the back of them. And they didn't actually stay on my head. And it doesn't matter which way I put them, they just sort of fall off. Not really sure what I was expecting. I should have predicted that. Because, you know, physics and stuff. So I did show these to my daughter because I am making them for her. And we made the decision to glue them onto a headband. So when making horns, you have a couple of options to have them attached to your head. And it really depends on a few different factors. If you're trying to wear them with a wig, you can bolt them through a headband, through the wig, into them. I've seen cosplayers where they've used Warbler and molded it to their head like a headband and used magnets on the Warbler and then had them just stick on. So that is also an option. I was attempting to use magnets with a headband before I got waylaid with my basement reno, and that's why I'm on the floor currently talking to you. And it just really wasn't working out, and I was really pressed for time. So I think if you are pressed for time and you want to keep this simple and low budget, grab a cheap headband and just glue them on. Hot glue sometimes has a tendency to just peel off really easily. I've tried that with some antlers I've made and it didn't really work out very well. And I ended up having to use the Chicago bolts with that method as well. I have recently purchased some crazy glue, CA glue with accelerator, and that's how I glued these clips on here, and they are stuck on. Like, I don't know if I can actually get them off to do what I want to do next with them. So I think I'm gonna attempt the CA glue and accelerator with the headband and call it a day, because, you know, you don't need to be fancy, especially if you're just making these for Halloween or something, or if you're in a rush. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But now I have to get these Bretts off of here somehow without destroying them. Oh, that one actually peeled off. If you're feeling like you want to learn how to make horns, but you have an aversion to cardboard, then you should definitely watch this video next. Bye.